Fear somehow it works protecting. That's the role of a fear. Because our body, when I say body, I say even the mental body. And why fear? Why fear exists in our life? To somehow protect our ideas. So how can we get rid of them? Which again, I want you to know. When I say get rid of fear, doesn't mean get rid of our intellect so that I will jump from here thinking I will fly. Not at all. You might cross a road, very trafficated road, with fear or without fear, with attention or with attention and fear. Usually, if you go with fear, attention will reduce. If you are extremely scared, you will freeze, and someone definitely will hit you. I'm sure you saw in your life someone crossing the road, very scared, walking a little bit, then coming back, and the car didn't know what to do. Then both of them they go pump, they crash. It's very funny sometimes, even 5 kilometers per hour, something hilarious. This is fear. You can do something with attention, or you can do something with fear. Actually, with fear, you don't even do it because the role of fear, in my experience, all the things I'm telling you, I've never seen in a book. Otherwise, I will suggest you a book better than me. Is by experience. Fear, the role of it is to protect your ideas, your identification. The moment you are very much, totally disidentified with your body, you will stretch it, stretch it to the extent, the maximum. The moment you are very identified with your body, even with your nails, obviously you will be very careful to not break it. Not even a little nail. So, if we want to start from something which very much work is about not being identified, because as I also said in previous video, the moment we are identified with something we are not, obviously many fear will arrive in our life. The moment I'm so identified with my car, so many fears. If I use my car, it doesn't mean I like it or dislike it. I might have a lot of fun riding it. But if somehow I don't see that what is me, it is not that. I'm using it. I'm not being used by it. The price to pay to be used by something, which obviously we are not, is fear. If we think that we are our wealth, so since we are born, everybody knows us to be this or that. If we are identified with this, obviously the amount of action that we can perform, the amount involved, it is limited. So how to drop all the fears in one? Being aware that who you are has nothing to do with anything that you think. The moment you get unidentified with everything, even with your gender, with your nationality, with all your ideas, then fears just go. It's just about you. And an empty road that you're willing to to walk full stride, not half step, always a little bit scared of what it will be, what it will be out of you. So fear is what we need to keep up our lies of who we are, who we think we are. If we drop those identifications, we are not scared to see, to experience through involvement that we can forget we are men or girls. We can forget we are this or that name, this or that nationality, anything. You can identify with everything. If you are not scared to go beyond your creation, which is actually you are liking it. The moment you very much like your identification, then we cannot talk about dropping them because you are feeding them. But the moment you see that having in your head ideas that you make up, fear is just there to help you and protect those things. It is very fair. If now I get crazy and I think my stick is a part of me, an extension of my arm, and I'm deeply identified with it, obviously I'll never let it go. And all my life it will be just very scared that someone might take it. What someone say about you, what someone might do to your body. Of course you have to protect it. But if you're not identified, it is not a limitation. And you will step into something which right now, don't even try to think. Not even try to think. Because you don't know what is there. You are too much concentrated to look here. Every day, every second of your life, keeping it up, keeping it up. So the identities are important in a group, in a corporation, certain roles. Everyone, obviously, in a corporation, a nation, any kind of institution has to have roles. Otherwise, it would be a mess. But what I'm talking now, it's not about business and all these things. It's about after that. It's about after survival, how to live. So the ability of switching those things off the moment you go out from your office, the moment you go out from any place, bam, it's gone. What we do to survive, it's up to many limitations that we might have. It depends where we grew up in the world. But one thing that we all do is to live. How we survive, it depends how big is your intellect, how able you were to have access to informations, and how also your mind is, how sharp your mind is. But if you want to live, you don't need one. That's what I'm saying. If you want to experience your identification, the name on the door, the name on the desk, if it's there on the desk and the door, is it good? If it's in your head, it's bad. That's why in some ashrams, if you really want to experience those things fast and you're willing to destroy all your nonsense, all the things you think you are, all the things you think you are, many people decide to join certain kind of places. In some of them, they also keep your name away from you. You are not even your name anymore. because you get identified with everything. That's the importance of getting unidentified. The moment you don't know who you are, or well, the moment you know who you are, uh, behind all your ideas, then fear are not there, and everything becomes a possibility. Otherwise, everything becomes a huge effort to feed your ideas, which actually now you are enjoying. That's why this thing is not happening. The moment you enjoy to belong to a city, you buy a house in that neighborhood, you like to get identified with the kind of people living there, even with the cafe you are going every night. Somehow you think it's you. So maybe now you cannot see the limitation of fear, but the moment you pay attention to it, and you don't have to, fundamentally, as I said, you are feeding the wrong, you are betting on the wrong horse. The wrong horse is your likes and dislikes. It is not awareness, it is your emotion instead of truth. Everybody is greetings each other, saying, "How are you?" Who cares how I am? If the spotlight is on your head, the most important things of your life is, how am I? Am I good? Am I not good? I would say, if I could choose, instead of asking, how are you? Which also the person doesn't really want to know how you are. They're only concerned about how they are. It's about obviously it looks funny, but how involved you are. That should be the question to greet people. Not how are you? How involved you are? Oh, not very involved. Okay, bye bye. Because just about that. The moment you are involved more than yourself, it's very difficult to have a conflict because you're very malleable. What are you? It is very like liquid. You can put it in a bottle, you can then put it in a glass, you can put it somewhere else. But if you are a concrete piece of ice, every kind of thing that come at you, it might crack you. And you get very scared. Oh my God, what happened if I get heated a little bit? If I'm involved, if I get heat, I get liquid, I will lose my shape. And now I'm identified with my shape. So, since you enjoy your shape of here through a lot of identities, it is very difficult to to be involved behind certain limits. You just perform things to your survival, and you can lie to yourself. You might think you do something different. Why certain people need to do always every day something different, somehow to prank themselves that something will change. Nothing will change in terms of experience. You might travel all the world, but if you're not involved, it is not something more than just yourself. It will be boring. You can prank yourself. One more partner will be better. This will be better. My new job will be better. You have tried already. It is not better. Maybe more money, maybe something different, okay. But how pleasant is your experience of being alive? It is somehow how deep into something unexplored you will go. If you move everywhere, here and there, with a concrete block which you are. No one will touch you. You are not allowed, not even life, to touch you.